She says, Dear Tosha, can you say something about trusting the divine? You have a beautiful trust in the things you teach, that what the divine brings is the best and the highest, and that all true needs will always be met, and that the divine is a force, although sometimes a fierce one, often a fierce one, I would say, of love. I don't trust this way yet. I know trust grows over time and that this process can't be rushed, but I would love any input that you might have about it. So, I really love this letter because I think you're sort of saying it all. Like you can't twist yourself into the trust, and it comes. And what I would say is, it really helps if you know what your intention is this lifetime. Like I've said this periodically. People think I don't have intentions. Because I don't have an intention, like my goal in the next year is to own a house on the top of a mountain. It's like, no, I don't have those kind of intentions. The intention I have is for freedom, for spiritual freedom, and for wholeness. And if you have the intention for spiritual freedom and wholeness, then it rapidly accelerates your ability to trust. Because yes, if you're only using offering and trust as a way to say, can I trust that I'm going to have a partner by December? Can I trust that, I'm going to get to that job that I've been waiting for? It's like, that's not really what this is for. If you're beginning to say, I'm here to learn to spiritually stand in my full freedom and wholeness. From that place of freedom and wholeness, everything that you need will come. And offering gives you that experience. So it often comes through these tests of, you're wanting something and it doesn't come right away, or it doesn't come, or it's delayed, or you're simply not meant to have it right now. If you're focusing, saying, well, I'm doing this offering and I'm just not getting the things that I want, it can be because you really have to ask yourself, why are you offering? If you're offering to fully let the divine take the lead and to learn how to stand in that wholeness and freedom from which anything that's meant to happen for you will, of course it will occur. The divine is completely in the lead with her agenda. This is no longer, I'm doing this in order to speed up my own agenda for, the list of mundane things. You're really saying, release my addictions, release my obsessions, release my chasing, release my grasping. Give me open hands that can learn to receive the highest. And to me, the highest is truly your own peace and acceptance and freedom. And then you can enjoy all the rest of it. So I hope that helps, because I think the trust comes out of that. If you're just using it as an experiment, like, I offered it to the divine that I wanted to find a new apartment by the end of the week, and it didn't come, so I don't know if I can trust the divine. Sometimes there's a test saying, okay, if you're really handing it to me, I'm going to make you wait an extra week just to see that you trust me. Do you see what I mean? It's not that clockwork of the ego mind. It's often that place of going, I'm relaxing into knowing that every true need will be met. And I think that's a really helpful prayer or affirmation or whatever you want to call it. I mean, you just say, dear Lord, allow me to begin to trust that what needs to happen will happen, that I am safe, that all true needs are met. But, also beginning to say, allow me to begin to feel my own freedom and my own worthiness. Allow me to begin to feel my own deserving to receive. Allow me to begin to trust that I can relax and open, that I don't have to force things. I don't have to chase things. That I can move with what's occurring. It's something it's like learning to ride a bike. You start to feel it. So don't worry. Don't worry. It will come. And a lot of it, I have to say, a huge piece of trust are going with your instincts. I can give you a quick example of that. This week, I worked last year. I went to a conference, got invited to go to a conference down in on the peninsula and here in the Bay Area. And when I went there, I was given a relatively small room, and the room was just totally packed, and it really wasn't that comfortable, and it was sort of, the space wasn't terrific for what I was doing. So the same place contacted me again, and they said, do you want to come back this year and do it again? And I said, well, I'm happy to come do it, but if, my instincts are just telling me if I'm going to drive down there and do the whole thing again, give me a big space. Otherwise, I don't think we should, put me in the main room. So they said, okay. And then they just got back to me this week, and they said, we just don't have any big spaces. Like, we've been trying to move the schedule around. There isn't any room, but you're still invited to come and have the space you had last year. And I just said, no, thank you, but no, it just doesn't feel right. And the woman said to me, she goes, well, it's so interesting. Like, how do you let yourself say no? Like, aren't you just happy to have the opportunity? Like, how are you trusting that, you're meant to just say no to us? And I just said, because I really trust that when the divine wants me to go somewhere, something about it feels right. And like, if it doesn't feel right, if it just feels fundamentally wrong, it's okay if you do it once, but if you go back a second time and the road is blocked to do it in a way that feels better, then to me, I trust that the divine wants me to take this work into places where it feels right. So it's easy to say no. So that's what I would say is, you start to, your instincts, just that quote I was saying at the start about you think with your whole body. Your instincts start to show you yes to this, no to that. That feels yucky. You stop second guessing that. If something feels yucky, you're like, you don't have to be hurt. You don't have to go, wow, I'm so hurt. You want to put me back in the old room. You're just like, wow, no. Like, no, like, reach me another year where you want to, use a big room. And that'll be great. So your instincts just start to take over on the most fundamental level. Your instincts really are divine. And it's just that, we live in a culture that systematically teaches us to ignore the instincts over and over and over. And then that's why you need all those, do and don't lists of 500 things and all that fear of, if I do it wrong, it won't happen. It's like, when the instincts start to take over, and it's really like the divine is sitting in the throne of your heart, guiding things, then what's meant for you will come. What's not meant for you isn't needed. Or it'll come later. It'll come when you need it. And, in a way, I would even say with Shivi departing, it's still very sad, but it makes it so much easier because there's this feeling deep inside that I had him to the exact day and hour that I needed him. If I needed another 2 years or 5 years with that beautiful animal, he would still be on the planet. Like it just gives it this way that you can ungrasp the hand, and that doesn't mean that the sadness isn't there, but it's like you have things as long as you need them, and your body starts to trust that, and then when you need something new, it starts to come. And same thing with a partner, whatever. It's like when you need it, it will come.